What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Fuel channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, we give our takes on professional wrestling. I promised you guys last night on the Revolution review that I would do a video for you guys tonight, and I'm following up on the promise. Am I tired? Absolutely, I'm tired. Am I wrestled out? I'm absolutely wrestled out. I'm still tired from the Revolution pay-per-view. It was very hard to get excited for tonight's Raw, knowing the pay-per-view we got last night, and it feels like anything that could happen on that Raw show, unless it's out of this world, it's going to be nowhere near that Revolution pay-per-view. And obviously it wasn't going to be as stacked as it was, but there was just no motivation for tonight's Raw after last night's pay-per-view. But there is still some stuff that I do want to talk about. And luckily, there's news as well. Big news that we can talk about here on the Big Fight Fuel channel. Also want to talk about The Rock, his promo, and Seth Rollins made himself into an absolute clown on tonight's Raw. So, just a short little video for you guys, maybe 20 minutes, just stopping by on a Monday night. If you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and check out the Revolution review. It's going to be at the end of this video. It'll come up in the last 20 seconds. All you got to do is click on it. It'll take you right to the video. But of course, don't do that until this video is over. So, I'm exhausted. I'm going to power through this, though. Paul Heyman is the first member of the 2024 Hall of Fame. And I saw this earlier today. I am walking out of a building on my campus. I saw this like around 12:30. And I didn't want to, there's a little let's go. Just get a little let's go. And there was one person looking back at me, but I didn't budge. So, but Paul Heyman is going into the Hall of Fame this year, and I think that is amazing. He absolutely deserves this. It's been a long time coming. Paul Heyman, there's been a lot of great managers in the wrestling industry. Paul Heyman is in my lifetime, Paul Heyman is the best manager of all time. He's better. He is the best manager of all time. And he's very smart. He was head of Monday Night Raw for not a very long time, but for a short period of time. Clearly, he had a vision of what he wanted. Vince McMahon wouldn't let him go all the way with his vision and what he wanted from Monday Night Raw, but he was an advocate, he was a special counsel, a wise man, a manager, and what's odd, I'm not going to say weird, but what's odd about this is Michael Cole brought this up tonight. Michael Cole brought up Paul Heyman tonight, and he talked about how he got to know Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman kept him in Stamford, Connecticut in the wee hours of the morning with Taz, learning how to properly do commentary. It was a great story. They played a video package, and not one single video had Brock Lesnar in it. Now, obviously, Brock Lesnar is going to be in no way, shape, or form a part of WrestleMania because he is involved in the Vince McMahon allegations. He is in the lawsuits. So Brock Lesnar is going to have no participation, as he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have a participation in WrestleMania this year. But the weird thing about it is, Paul Heyman spent most of his career, if more than half of his career, managing Brock Lesnar. So I'm sure the speech is going to be amazing. It's going to be emotional. But I wonder how he's going to get around not bringing up Brock Lesnar and however long of a speech he's going to have in Philadelphia, a 30-minute speech. And this is the proper setting to induct Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame in the land of ECW, where ECW was born in Philadelphia. ECW was like Paul Heyman's baby. He said that before in Philadelphia. And I remember back at Extreme Rules 2019, he called Philly, he called it ECW country. And that was the night he teased Brock Lesnar cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase on Seth Rollins, and he followed through with that promise. And Brock Lesnar did cash in successfully on Seth Rollins that night. But Paul Heyman being inducted into the Hall of Fame in Philadelphia is the right place for him to get inducted. Now, who is going to induct him into the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Honestly. It's a good question. Possibly see Tommy Dreamer inducting him into the Hall of Fame. Rob Van Dam inducting Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame. Maybe even Roman Reigns himself is going to induct Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame. He's going to induct his wise man into the Hall of Fame. I would actually love to see that. I would love to see Roman Reigns induct his wise man into the Hall of Fame. I think that would be very cool. It's going to be a special moment in Philly on SmackDown, after SmackDown, and there's no better place for Paul Heyman to get inducted into the Hall of Fame than in the home of ECW in Philadelphia. As we know, last night, Sting retired after 40 years of professional wrestling. He went out on a just unforgettable match with the Young Bucks. And prior to the match last night, every wrestling company had shown its honor and respect to Sting and his legacy that he left on professional wrestling, besides WWE. Luckily, tonight, WWE gave Sting their respect via Michael Cole. Michael Cole saying congratulations to the great Sting. That's what he called him. And someone got mad at that. And I'm like, bro, you are reaching. Like, just be happy that WWE decided to acknowledge Sting and his unbelievable career. Should they have acknowledged Sting? Absolutely, they should have. But they called him the great Sting. There's no wrong with that. It's better than WWE. It's better than them just ignoring the whole situation, because then it shows how petty, it shows how ignorant you are, that you are full of yourselves and you just think there's no other companies outside of WWE. So I was very happy to hear Michael Cole say that tonight. And then Pat McAfee, he followed that up by saying, what an epic match last night. And Michael Cole shut that down immediately and started getting into his commentary for the match against with Dominic Mysterio against Gunther. So kudos to WWE for acknowledging Sting and his great career. It can't be ignored. It would have been ignored under Vince McMahon. It absolutely would have been. But under this new regime, I'm happy they brung it up. They shouldn't have. They absolutely should have. And I'm happy they talked about Sting for a little bit on tonight's show. Seth Rollins. I got two more things I want to talk about, and then I'm getting out of here. Seth Rollins. Oh, my God. He's going to get cooked by The Rock. He's going to get cooked. So The Rock and the Bloodline had a 40-minute segment on SmackDown on Friday. A 2-hour wrestling show. For the first 40 minutes was a talking segment. That is 1/3 of your show. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people didn't care. I thought the segment was very good, but that did not need to be 40 minutes long. And poor Naomi got her entrance cut, and it sent the wrestling community into they were fucking shitting their pants over that situation. But The Rock called Seth Rollins a walking clown emoji. He called him an irrelevant wrestler. He said the head of TKO, the TKO borders don't even know who he is. He devalued the World Heavyweight Championship again. He said, I could take it away from you and give it to someone else in a snap of a finger. He absolutely buried Seth Rollins on Friday night. And how does Seth Rollins come back at The Rock tonight? Diarrhea Dwayne. I'm sorry, what? Who in the flip came up with Diarrhea Dwayne? Did Vince McMahon get back in the WWE? Did Vince McMahon produce this segment for one night and one night only? I mean, what a lame counter by Seth Rollins. That was so lame that he got buried by Dwayne on Friday, and his counter tonight was calling The Rock Diarrhea Dwayne. Big L on Seth Rollins' part, but the segment to open up the show was very good, and man, I didn't think we were going to get it. I honestly thought coming out of that press conference, we were going to get Cody Rhodes versus The Rock on night 1, and Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns on night 2. With Cody Rhodes wrestling twice, we are getting a tag team match. Cody is most certainly going to accept the challenge, and the stakes are high. We're going to talk about it on Friday because Cody is going to accept that match, and we are going to talk about it more on Friday. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited about that tag team match. The stakes that are in that match, it's going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome. And then this one last thing I want to talk about, and then I'm going to get out of here. The show wasn't bad. The show wasn't great. But there was a lot of questionable booking decisions. And I'm not a fan of this. So we got this little mini rivalry going on with Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, and Nia Jax, right? Becky Lynch just won the Elimination Chamber. Excuse me. Becky Lynch just won the Elimination Chamber. She got the right to face Rhea Ripley. Nia Jax lost to Rhea Ripley at Elimination Chamber. Last week, Nia Jax wrestled Liv Morgan. For some stupid fucking reason, Becky Lynch got herself involved in that match and caused a DQ. I don't even remember why she had business being involved in the finish of that match. Anyway, Becky caused a DQ. Liv Morgan got mad. Becky wanted to wrestle Nia Jax. Why? I don't know. Tonight, Becky wrestled Nia Jax. they had a decent match. And I was willing to bet. I could have bet $100,000. I tweeted this out last week that I'm willing to bet that with this match between Becky and Nia, that Liv Morgan is going to come in and cause a DQ. Why? Because Becky did the same thing the week prior. That's such bad, predictable booking when me as a fan can sit here a week before the show and tell you what the finish is going to be. That's when I know it's bad. And everything going on with these women is bad right now. And it feels like we're just wasting time before we get to WrestleMania. What's the goal for Becky and Rhea going into WrestleMania? What are we accomplishing with throwing Becky Lynch into matches with Nia Jax and Liv Morgan next week, who I consider losers? Nia Jax had her chance. Liv Morgan had her chance. They both lost. Why Becky Lynch got herself involved in that match last week is beyond me. I can't even remember. This shit is so bad. And I'm praying that this stays a one-on-one match between Becky and Rhea, because then if you add Liv Morgan or Nia Jax to make this a multi-woman match, the Elimination Chamber was pointless. Rhea Ripley's win in her hometown of Australia was pointless. Becky Lynch winning the Elimination Chamber to face Rhea Ripley in a one-on-one match was pointless. Just have Becky go over on Liv next week and call it a day. Because this shit is trash. I'm sorry. I love Becky, but this is trash, and I don't know what WWE is trying to accomplish with this. I really don't. But, I mean, that's all I got. Basically, what else happened? They set up a gauntlet match. The winner's going to face Gunther at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. Very excited about that. Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet, and I can't remember who the other one is. I think it's JD McDonough. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that match is going to come down to Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. I'm very excited about that. Who's going to win that? Honestly, you can flip a coin, and I'm going to be fine with either guy. I love the story they're telling with Sami Zayn. I love the story they've been telling with Chad Gable. I'm fine with either guy facing Gunther at WrestleMania. Jimmy Uso costed Jey Uso the main event match against Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins is going to SmackDown on Friday. Cody's going to be at SmackDown on Friday. I'm guessing SmackDown's going to end with Cody and Seth accepting the challenge, and a brawl is going to start, and Jey is going to come out and start brawling with Jimmy. So I think Jimmy's going to be on SmackDown on Friday, and that's basically it. That was tonight's Monday Night Raw. So, just want to come on here, talk for a little bit. That's all I got. I'm probably going to do another video on Friday because that tag team match is going to be made official. I do want to talk about it more. And I want to talk more about the road to WrestleMania and all that stuff in the coming weeks. Next week, I'm not going to be making a lot of content. I'm going to Florida on Saturday. I got a 6-day vacation away. So I'm pretty sure I'm only going to be filming one video during that vacation. That's going to be big business. But I'm out. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter, comment_Joseph. And I'm out. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. And I'm out. Peace. I'm out.